All right, here's a little help for our activity today. This one is the rate word problems, but this time we're using the method of unit rates. So earlier in the week, we practiced using equivalent rates, meaning we multiplied or divided both numerator and denominator by something in order to find our new number. This time, the problems aren't going to work that nicely. There's not going to be something easy that I can multiply or divide by, so I have to find another strategy. But either way, the problems start the exact same way. It said Louisa spends $3.96 for 2 pounds of strawberries. How much would she pay for 7 pounds of strawberries? So just like our other problems, we always start with the rate. What did they tell us? Well, they told me it's $3.96. So this is in dollars for 2 pounds. And you're going to type this into the boxes on your screen. We want to know how much it is for 7 pounds. So that's what I'm aiming for over here. Well, the problem is to go from 2 to 7, it's not easy, okay? We could multiply by something, but it's going to be a decimal and it's going to be hard to figure out. And most of us wouldn't be able to figure out what that number is, okay? So it's possible, but it's not going to be easy. So we use our backup plan. Instead of trying to go right from 2 to 7, we go to 1 instead. We make it a unit rate. Well, remember to divide or to make anything into a unit rate, we always divide by our denominator. So I'm going to divide by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1 pound. $3.96 divided by 2 is $1.98. So $1.98. So we turn our starting rate into a unit rate. We find out how much it is for just 1. Now I can go from 1 to my new target number. In this case, I want to go to 7. Well, to do that, I'm going to multiply times 7. 1 times 7 is 7. $1.98 times 7. I'll type in my calculator here. Is $13.86. And our units are dollars. So we start with our rate, turn it into a unit rate, find out how much it is for just 1, and then multiply times however many I want for my final piece. So in our activity, if we were to type it in, you'll see that I already have a little bit of it started for you. So we would type in $1.98, and you'll notice it goes green. The dollars are already there. And then we got an answer of $13.86 in dollars over 7 pounds. So you still fill in all of those boxes, but the green one is the one that we're really solving for. We already knew the 7 because that was part of the problem. It'll go green if we get that last piece correct. All right, so if you need it, let's do one more. Let's do the second one together. It said at a road work site, 20 cones are placed along 50 feet of road. How many cones can be placed along 35 feet of road? Well, we always start the same way. Start with your rate. 20 cones, 50 feet. So they use 20 cones to mark their 50 feet along the line. We want to aim for 35 feet. So it's always good to know what we're aiming for. And the thing is with these word problems is we're not going to know which method to use until we get into the problem itself. So you're not going to know to use equivalent rates or whether to use unit rates until you start working on it. So the key is we want to go from 50 to 35. Again, it's not going to be easy. Okay, we're going to have to deal with some decimals. It might get a little bit ugly. It's probably not our best solution. So when there's not something easy you can multiply by, we go to a unit rate instead. Okay, here's the nice part about this. If you have trouble deciding which of the two methods to use, here's what I'll tell you. Unit rate method always works. Okay, it might be a little bit more work in some problems than others, but it will always work. So if you just like to know one rule that's always going to work, go with unit rates. All right, so I want to turn this into a unit rate. To go from 50 to 1, I'm going to divide by 50, divide by my denominator. But that means I have to do the same thing to my 20. So 20 divided by 50 is 0.4. 0.4 cones every 1 feet. And again, a unit rate doesn't mean we're necessarily going to go cut a cone into pieces. It's just saying, here's how much we would need per foot. So if we want a whole cone, we're going to need more than 1 foot. Now we want to go from 1 to 35. Well, I'm going to multiply times 35. I just multiply by what I need, but I got to do the same thing up here. 0.4 times 35 is 14 cones for 35 feet. So again, if we type that into our activity here, I'll scroll over a little bit. We made it into 0.4 cones for 1 foot, and that got me 14 cones over 35 feet. Remember, you're not just filling in that green box, you're filling in the whole problem just like you would if it was on a sheet of paper. You're showing those rates, including those units, not just the number itself. All right, hope that helped. See me if you have some questions and we can keep working on it. Good luck.